Welcome to the NMAA podcast, the best basketball league in Orlando and the longest running Muslim sports league in America. Based out of sunny Orlando in Florida, featuring weekly game previews, player stats, heated rivalries, and guest stars. Now, your hosts, Waaris here, the Commish, Zahid, the Don, Dev Lackman. Take it away, fellas.
Yeah, from the home of the Dodgers. What's going on, NMAA family? We are back with another episode of the podcast, and as you can see, we are doing it in person today. To my right, Ozzy, the Commish. Thank you for hosting. Thank you for joining. How you doing today, man?
I'm good. This is supposed to be at Haraz. We had this whole plan. We even put a flyer out.
Bro, Haraz was the most packed place I've ever seen. It was so packed. Literally, I had sat down and saved a spot. We couldn't find parking. Ozzy took like 10 minutes to park because we couldn't find parking. So I took a spot. We decided, dude, the sound quality here is going to be horrific. I got up to order. Somebody took our spot within, 2 minutes?
Fast.
It's crazy packed. So we called an audible. We called a hot route. Yep. We're over here at Ozzy's place now. But we had an interesting week of NMAA to talk about. And we can get right into it, Ozzy. First game of the week, worst game of the week. Actually, you guys gave a bunch of money, but we'll get to that. Yeah. 70-38, Aqsa versus Mukhtar. Mukhtar, first ever game. 32-point loss. It almost got doubled up. My goodness. All right, for Mukhtar. Wheezy, a surprise active last second. 11 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. Julian, first-time player with 10 points. Then not much to speak about after that for Aqsa. Ian Hurley with a double-double, 12 and 11. Daniel Kantave, 12, 4 assists. Bilal, shout out Bilal. 12 points. Q with 11, 8 and 9. Almost got a triple-double, 4 steals as well. And Manny with 9 points. Almost had 5 players in double digits. Then Hare also had 7. Prince had 7. So all across the board with those guys. But Ozzy, I think you caught some of this game.
Yeah.
Tell me what you saw, man.
I think it was 20-2 at the end of the first quarter.
It was crazy.
It was bad. So not a good start for Al-Mukhtar.
Not at all.
Yeah. I feel bad for Al-Shari. He's first game, not a good one. He's gotten a taste now.
Yeah.
Of being an MMA coach.
Yeah.
And he's got his work cut out for him. We try to prep these guys. He's been an understudy for a couple of years, and he knows what he's talking about. That's why I gave him an opportunity.
Right.
But now he's got to do the work, and they have a lot of work to do. They shot terrible, really bad percentage. They did not have any interior defense. It was poor. And that's really, I think you just stop at those 2 points. They was Brick City, and they couldn't guard the paint.
Dude, if you can't do those two things, you're going to lose by a lot.
Yeah.
That's what happened. So, I mean, listen, at the end of the day, I think that they're better than what that game showed. I think Wheezy also literally just started playing basketball.
Game back,
like 2 days or 3 days before that, he just broke his hand. We were all shocked that he was playing, and it was funny because we were sent that. Who sent that? Kareem sent the meme of Winter Soldier with his arm. But no, it was surprised that he was playing, and everybody actually kind of switched their picks to them, except I was like, me too. Me and you were like, nah, I'm gonna stay on Aqsa.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, we can talk about Mukhtar's bad, but honestly, Aqsa 2-0. 2-0. Best record so far.
Yeah.
Q has looked really good.
Yeah, he has. Q looks great.
And he almost triple-double, and it was crazy. His 10 points, I would have guessed he had like a hand in every single basket, it felt like.
Yeah. Did I hear he said he lost weight?
He looks quicker.
He looks quicker. I could have used that in what was it, the fall? Spring? Fall? Yeah, fall, Q. Could have used that.
Well, listen, somebody's getting it, and it's not you. So, but next game, we had and we'll take the Band-Aid right off, Ozzy, and we'll let you talk about this one.
This will be quick. So I only have. Oh, you want to run through the box score?
Oh, let's run through the box score real quick. 80-48, Commissars win by 32. So 2 games by 32 points. Ishmael with 19 points, 8 rebounds, 2 steals. Good game by Ish. Omar Othman, 14 and 15 in one half.
All
4 blocks, 4 assists. I think he showed up with like 4 minutes left in the second quarter.
Yeah.
Derek had 9. That's about it. Spare didn't do much. 5 rebounds for Spare. For Commissars, Rod with 25, 8 and 4. JP with 20 and 10. Tristan with 12, 4 and 3. Amir had 8 points, 11 rebounds, 8 assists, near triple-double for Amir as well. And Asad looked good, actually. He had 7 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists for him. I'll let you take the floor.
I mean, this is one of those throwaway games.
Yeah.
I haven't had this in a long time. Still can't think of when I had a game where my team didn't show up. I had 4 players at tip-off. It was supposed to be 5. Omar Ismail was supposed to be there. So we thought we had a game plan. I thought Derek and Ismail, Omar, Cedric, and me, we could probably make it work. We had a game plan.
Right.
And Omar's not there. And so in real time, Skylar's like, and Skylar wasn't supposed to play. We already missed an Obi and Wasim.
Right.
Skylar was supposed to play. He just got a tattoo, but he was there. He's like, well, I can't have any contact, but you want to be a body on the floor. This is as we're lining up the tip-off.
Oh, my God.
And I'm sitting there like, okay, fine, real time. So basically 4. I was also not feeling great.
4.5.
There. So 4. So I'm just going to say 4. And that was it. And then they went up like 25 at the end of the
They
first.
were up like immediately 20 points.
Me and Cedric were the only ones down low. And that was it. So it was just blowout in the first quarter.
No.
Omar finally showed up, but it was too little too late. I mean, it was a throwaway game. So that's all I can say. It hurts us in the PD.
Yeah, that's the worst.
I have already chewed out my team, and I'm going to put it on the pod. I've already threatened that if this happens again, I'm trading them all. I've said it. So
no-shows are the worst.
Yeah, I hate no-shows.
The best ability is availability.
And I had, last season, of course, Newell got hurt, so I can't claim it. But the 2 seasons before, back-to-back finals, one of the consistent things on the team, outside of defense, and I told them, they all showed up. And those 2 seasons, I had 2 games with 7 guys. Never had less than 7.
Wow.
So it's attendance.
That's hard to do.
And I told them that, and then we had this.
You also picked Wasim Safadi in the first round. So you know you're going to get some no-shows with him.
Wasim in a long time. Let me. Anyway, so there you go. That's the story.
About to do it.
Move on. We got to make up a lot of PD.
Yeah. You'll get some chances too. When do you play Mukhtar? No, I'm just kidding. Showtime versus Nars. Now this was a fun one because of the podcast narrative. Actually, Showtime wins 62-51. He clapped back for sure. For Showtime, Adam Dorsey, 29 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, 4 steals. Garfield has been amazing this season. 13 points, 19 rebounds, 3 blocks, 3 steals. Carlos Roman had 7. Nick Tui had 6, 4 assists, and 5 rebounds. It felt like Nick played better than that. Shout out Sarim too, man. 7 rebounds. I think he's been 3 steals for him as well. He's been a pretty decent player for them. For Nars, the 2 guys, Omar Diaz, 19, AK with 12. Wow. 5 assists. I think the game before they combined for like almost 50, and then this game they combined for barely 30.
12 from our
Yeah. Zayd with 11 with his first game back. Jamal with 9 points, 11 rebounds, 4 assists, 3 steals.
Evan was 0. He had a good game in week 1.
And he did not. You know what? I'll say this. The normal guys that I thought were going to get the ball were not really getting the ball.
Okay.
It felt like AK and Omar were going to be the guys that are just kind of be the people that feed off of.
Yeah.
But it seemed like a lot of Jamal.
Mm.
And I don't know if that was a game plan of Showtime to kind of funnel it to Jamal, or if it was a game plan of Nars to be like, hey, let's try to get inside a little bit. You can maybe argue Showtime is not the biggest team, so maybe. Yeah. So I'm not sure, but I know as the game went on, it was definitely supposed to be a little bit more AK, and it definitely just never worked out that way.
Yeah.
But I think the story of the game was definitely Adam Dorsey was all over the court. He looked completely back to normal.
Yeah.
Home life seemed like it was okay. And it's funny because we're all talking about it because Sid took a flamethrower, right, and just torched. And what's funny is, I think we all do this when we go on the podcast. The team we're playing the week after, we're usually like, yeah, no, they're really good. They have no problems, like X, Y, and Z. But Sid took the opposite approach, and Adam definitely made him pay.
I don't know how smart that was. I will temper my comments if I know I'm playing somebody.
Always.
I won't give him bulletin material. Sid did not. I don't know if it's the pain meds that he's on for his knee. Like, he didn't care, and Adam made him pay. Like, that's an example. Yeah. Called out the guy he's playing. Guy made him pay, and we were flamethrowing. Adam, and I had like 4 or 5 memes. On Adam.
The memes were so funny, man. It was like every single one. It's just hilarious. You had me and Kareem watching Sid flame them all. Like, oh, it's so funny because after the game, he was obviously not talking about, because I'm just associated, right? I didn't even say anything negative. Yeah. I was like, oh yeah, I guess he didn't play well to his standard. And after the game, he's not talking to anyone. And then I'm like, Adam, bro, I just want you to know I had nothing to do with this. And I'm like laughing. And, he was not smiling. I'll say that, even after they won. So, well, listen, Showtime, look.
That's a good game. Yeah.
They look good. They look good against you guys. Except for Adam. Yeah. Right? And that's why everybody was kind of surprised.
Yeah. So, but I want to give, we hated on Adam so much. I want to Wasim. That was a lot of Wasim. Yeah. We put Wasim on Adam exclusively. Good. That's Wasim brings to the table.
Yeah, he does.
That one-on-one defense. Yeah.
He definitely does. Yeah. He definitely does. But good matchup. I think that might be a matchup we see again.
You're impressive.
Playoff time.
Showtime's good. Yeah.
Last game of the week and the game of the week. Malik versus 99ers. Yours truly. For Malik, Debo with 17 and 10, Antron Hardman, a.k.a. Tron, with 15 and 10. Chavis with 13 and 11 boards. Yeah. Marcus with the big team. Marcus with 13. Tony Koo with 4. And 8 assists for Tony, though. For the 99ers, Byron with 19 and 10. Omar Royal with 12.7 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 blocks, 8 steals. Ramsey with 9 points, 4 rebounds, 2 steals. Yours truly with 9 points, 10 rebounds, 2 steals, 2 assists. Definitely had more than 2 assists. DJ Tony had 6. Hamza had 5. Kasim had 4. Nader had 2. So everyone scored for us. Honestly, this game was, first of all, it started, we were getting killed. We couldn't score. What was happening was we kept passing up looks, trying to be too unselfish, because it was our week 1, and Malik had won a good game in week 1 against Commissars. And we just kept passing it, overpassing it. And I think Ramsey had 3 turnovers. I had a turnover. Byron had a turnover. And we had 2 field goal attempts. And we had to call timeout and be like, hey, somebody has to shoot, guys. Like, we can't just keep, like, we're feeling it out a little too much. Opposite. Yeah. and that's why I was encouraged by that. I'm like, okay, we got a team that wants to be on the same page, and they're forcing it a little too much. So then we kind of got it going in the second and third quarters. I started scoring a little bit. I didn't take a shot. I'm a first-round pick. Listen, I'm not a shooter, but I want my touches. You know what I mean? I'm playing enough defense. Yeah. I didn't shoot the ball for the first 19, 20 minutes of the game.
Oh, wow.
And I'm telling Ramsey, I'm like, and Ramsey's like, I didn't tell you not to shoot. And I'm like, okay, you're right. So we got it going inside a little bit. That helped us get the shooters more open. Tony hit a shot. Yeah. Byron hit a shot. And then we started getting out in the open court. I think we had 24 points after the end of the second. Mm-hmm. And after the end of the third, I think we had 54 points. So we scored 30 points in the third quarter. Oh, wow. We literally opened it up, and we took about like an 8 to 10 point lead at one point. Yeah. And it looked like we were going to run away with it. And then at the end, Chavis hits a 3. Then they come down. They get another bucket. Then they get a turnover, another bucket. Yeah. And it's like, what's going on with this lead? Yeah. It slipped. The lead slips away. We're doing crazy turnovers. Shout out Ramsey. He started, I don't know what he was on in that fourth quarter. Ramsey started throwing the ball away, but he... Yeah. Anyways, so we go down 4. We get a quick bucket, cut it to 2. Then it's a free throw game at this point. Mm-hmm. We're trying to trap and get a steal. We know they're not going to shoot, right? So even at the end with like 20 seconds left, I go out and I'm about to foul Tony, and I actually miss him.
Okay.
So I thought he was trying to waste clock.
Yeah.
He goes up for a layup.
Yeah, he shot it. Yeah.
And he goes up for a layup, smokes it. We go on the other side, and now I'm like, oh, we got a chance to tie.
Yeah.
You know, we end up. Omar Arroyo ends up getting fouled.
Mm-hmm.
He gets 2 free throws, ties the game.
Yeah.
They set up a post play for Marcus. Omar Arroyo rips the ball from him. We call timeout, and then Ramsey. This is the first time I've ever had a play drawn up for me.
Yeah, I saw that.
Ramsey,
Yeah.
I get the ball.
Yeah.
And
got you down low.
I had great position too.
Yeah.
Debo played, and this was their game plan. They told me after.
Yeah.
But Debo went hard on my right side, so I said, "Oh, that's easy drop step. I'm gonna lay it up."
Right.
But Steve had covered my blind side, and
you ran to 2.
I ran directly into him, and then I'm on the floor, and I'm like, "That has to be a foul." Right? And
they didn't give it to you.
I remember you were on the video like, "Oh, it's not going to give you that. You're by far the biggest guy for it." Like you felt. I'm like, I don't know how I'm on the floor. Anyway, so we go overtime.
Yeah.
Byron gets a bucket. Then he kept doing this thing where he kept faking towards my screen.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, Byron, please take the screen, bro. They're not going to get through the screen. We'll get a switch.
Mm.
Finally, he goes through my screen. Nobody follows him. Wide open
layup. Yeah.
Then they had also scored a 2. They're getting the ball. They're bringing it up, so a 3 loses the game. Tony also had a 3 to win.
And he missed.
He missed. It was a really tough shot.
Fast shooting game.
Marcus dribbling up. I'm helping off deep down low. Marcus crossover. Omar rips it, and he's by himself 1-on-0.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my God, we won. From under our basket, I'm full sprinting all the way down. There's a funny picture of this. I'm not going to show it here.
Yeah.
But, you can ask Ramsey for it. He's going to stick all over the place.
Yeah.
But me and Omar, we're chest bumping. We win in overtime.
Yeah.
And in my opinion, Malik, one of the top 2 or 3 teams in the league. For us to beat them, our week 1, I'm feeling real good about our team, Ozzy. What do you think?
No, I do too. What surprised me the most was the defense. You guys were super active.
Yeah.
Very active. All the guards and everybody. A lot of pressure.
Right.
Like a lot. You made Malik hard to handle the ball up top and create a lot of pressure on the perimeter. And that was what was surprising to me. You got into the passing lanes. You were making it hard to dribble. You were creating turnovers off of that. So if you guys can do that consistently, that makes you very dangerous. And that's what happened in the second half, I think, with Malik. And when Omar got that steal in overtime too, I wasn't even ready.
Yeah,
he just had tied it up or whatever, taking the lead.
Yeah,
and I'm doing commentary on that, and it's at half court.
Right.
Marcus brings it up at half court. I'm only getting through my statement, and he takes it. And it took me a half a second to realize he just ripped the ball.
Yeah, he just
I was like, oh, he stole it. And then there you go, the play that you talked about, you game-winning layup, and then you're right there in the picture. I'm like, where did Marcus come from? So, great win.
Honestly, and this is the story of the game, like you said. 15 steals by us.
That's insane.
And 5 blocks. Like
15 steals.
15 steals. So that's a lot of forced turnovers.
And I think we said Malik, another weakness was not a true point guard on the team.
Yeah.
That 15 steals tells you right there that that's a valid statement.
Yeah. 100%. 100%. But I think it's very possible we see them again. I'm feeling good about our team. Let's get to the next segment.
You're listening to the NMAA podcast.
Your favorite podcast is here.
You smile, you show up, you keep going. But inside, something just doesn't feel right. If anxiety, sadness, or stress are affecting your life, Mava Behavioral connects you with experienced psychiatric providers who listen and understand. Mava provides personal care statewide in Florida, Texas, and Illinois. Appointments are fast, care is personalized, visits happen from home or in person. Because your mental health matters every single day. Visit Mava Behavior and schedule your first appointment at mavamedical.com to get started. That's MAVA medical.com. Feeling better starts here.
All right, Ozzy, we are debuting a new segment. As you know, we're back to 10 teams, and we've had the play-in a couple times, and we have the play-in this season. So, while it's early, we're going to go through every single team, and we're going to predict what percentage chance we think that they're going to be in the play-in. And I'm calling it play-in percentage predictors. And me and Ozzy both have a number, and this will hurt some feelings. But as always. So very early on, obviously a lot of teams have played 2 games. A lot of teams have played 1 game. So we'll go through it. First, Al-Aqsa, who is the number 1 team in the standings right now with a plus 42-point differential. But the play-in is 7 through 10 seed, correct?
Yep.
So there's going to be some good teams in the play-in at that 7 and 8 seed. But Aqsa, Ozzy, what percentage chance do you give them to be in the play-in?
Because of the point, that PD, I do like their backcourt. I'm going to say 25% chance they end up in a play-in. They'd have to slide or have attendance issues, I think.
They'd have to slide a decent amount.
Yeah. We still have to see how they do against, I guess, what we think are the top teams. They haven't played any of them yet.
Right.
But, yeah, I'd say 25%.
They have had a favorable schedule, but as we know, NMAA, there's what we think is easy to predict sometimes doesn't work out that way. So they have taken care of business when they needed to. Q looks amazing.
Yeah.
So I think I'm at a similar percentage. I'm probably close to like 25-30. I'm going to say 30% chance.
Okay.
So a little higher than you. I do think that schedule has favored them a lot.
Yeah.
But at being 2-0, and how many games do they have left? 7? They play 9 games, right?
9 games.
So essentially, they'd have to finish 2-5 or 1-6. That would be bad.
That's a huge slip.
Because even at 2-5, they'll be 4-5.
Mm-hmm.
Probably on the bubble for the play-in at the worst.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, you gotta assume they got at least 2 wins somewhere else. I'll give them a 30%, and now I'm talking myself maybe even lower than that. I don't know, but I said 30.
You just proved the point how like the 2-0 start has already put him in such a good position.
And right? Plus 62? 42?
Yeah.
Shoot.
Great position so far after just 2 games.
Yeah. If they have a no-show game where they have four then that could give them a bad chance.
And we know Q's going to miss a couple games. I actually remember that from the draft notes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So there's some. They've got some work.
Okay. So yeah, that actually would. Okay. So I'll keep my 30%.
Yeah.
But the second game, our second team is the 99ers. We're the second. How are we the second seed? We won by 4. We're the only. There's only 2 undefeated teams.
Undefeated teams. Yeah.
We won in overtime. We're the second seed. Obviously, I'm gonna give myself a 0%.
Of course.
No, I'll give ourselves a 1%. I could get hurt. You never know. Ozzy, what do you give the 99ers?
Man, it's just so early. Big win did look good. Yeah, I mean, you still got 8 games to play, so It's really hard to tell. I mean, I'll do 20% chance. It's just too early.
Yeah,
we thought Malik was going to run the table last week. So.
Right, they look real good.
Yeah, I thought Nars was like up there, and then Showtime showed up. So
yeah,
it's just early.
Yeah, it's still almost like you could almost say it's still like kind of a preseason. I know technically we have seen some games.
Yeah,
but one game doesn't tell a lot. It's very possible that us and Malik are not good. You know what I mean? Like you never know. Like things just work out that way.
I've got for my team. I've got a throwaway game. I only have 1 game to evaluate on. I can't even look at last week. So
the problem is the second game counts a lot for that.
Kill the PD.
And we'll get to it. But Commissars 1-1. They're plus 19. That's the next team. I'll go first here. I think the Commissars have, even though they're 1-1, I think they have a better chance to not go in the play than Aqsa. So I gave Aqsa 30%. I'm gonna give the Commissars. Split the difference between 15 and 20. 17.5%.
Okay.
17.5%. I still feel like they have some weaknesses. Tristan has not really got it going yet. And Rod had a good game. And JP had a good game. but they played nobody. You guys,
it was a scrimmage.
It was a scrimmage.
Yeah.
It was LA Fitness.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I can't but at the same time, that plus 30 point differential.
That helps. Yeah.
That's going to help a lot. So they're plus 19 now, even with a 12 point loss. So that's going to help a lot. Yeah. And they'll have the head to head against you guys.
Yeah. Yeah, that helps too.
That's why I got them at 17.5%. Ozzy, what do you think?
I'm going to go, I guess you gave 30 Ducks. So I'm going to match that. I'm going to go 30 with the Commissars. I think they have holes. And I'm going to say it now since we already played. My whole team, we felt like we were the better team. We would have beat them at full strength.
Yeah.
I think they have holes. I think Rod and Tristan right now are going to shoot them out of games. They're living and dying by their shooting.
That's happened week one.
That's what happened in week one. So they're going to have to be on point. I think Amir and JP is a solid big man combo, but no point guard on this team as well. Maybe Asad can sort of help with that role. I don't know if he's going to get the chance. He came off the bench last week. So I think 30% chance only because they're plus 19. I think Amir may end up making moves before the trade deadline. So
that would make sense.
Yeah.
That would definitely make sense. 30. I think 30 is fair. Next team we have is Malik, and Malik, after winning the first game by 12, lost by 4 this last game. So they are tied with Showtime, I think, in PD, right? So they're 1-1, but they've looked good, and I think they've played. I think the Commissars and us, the 99ers, are two of the better teams. So their schedule hypothetically gets a little lighter going forward, I guess. Again, we don't really know, right? But just going off of early season, I think that they have a better chance than even the Commissars to not get in. But they do have some holes too. If you really play fast, right? And if you really pressure the ball, they have good passers, but they don't have necessarily the ball handlers.
Mm-hmm.
So you really could, but at the same time, Marcus Debo and the way Tron is playing, Chavis on defense, Tony, obviously we know Tony's going to be closer to 15 to 18 points a game. I know we kept him to 4. I don't think he's going to be closer to that. I'm going to give them a 12% chance.
Okay.
I think that their size is something that's such a premium in this league, especially. Like the fact that they had 3 guys in double-digit rebounds against us, me and Ramsey, who are 2 of the better rebounders.
Right. They're rebounding.
They're rebounding, and then they rebounded the hell out of the ball against JP and Amir.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if they play some smaller teams going forward, they can really dominate inside.
Dominate the boards. Yeah.
Who's Mukhtar going to put on that? Who's Comer going to put on?
Right. Even Nars.
Who's Nars going to put inside? Yeah. They might get 45, 50 rebounds in those games. Right. So that's why I got them at 12%. Okay. So.
Okay, I agree with you. I think what's my low? I'll go 15%. I guess is the low. You're right. I think they look good. Their holes. No team is perfect, but I think their holes can be overcome. So I don't think they'll be a playing team. I think they'll finish top 3. This will be this week. And we'll talk about it on the picks. They play Aqsa, who kind of matches up with them size-wise. Yeah. And maybe has a better backcourt. So this actually is a really telling game. I think. Yeah. Bigger game. So we'll see. But I think it's low right now, 15%. I think it's
15%. Yeah. I think we're both pretty close there. Next team, Showtime. 1-1. Same PD as Malik. Beat a Norris team. Kept it really close with you guys. Even with the infamous Adam game at this point. And Adam looked fantastic week 2. And you know what? Nick's stats didn't look great in week 2. Week 1 they did. Nick has looked good too. And he had a couple crucial buckets in that game. I was doing video for them.
Okay.
They have a lot of pieces that complement each other well. Now, the only thing that I see is their weakness is their 5th guy. Who is their 5th guy? Like Zakir?
Yeah.
Sarim?
Right.
It's okay. Like we know that solid 4, Adam, Garfield, Nick. Who am I forgetting is their 4th? I'm totally blanking.
I'm blanking too. I'm gonna have to click.
It's somebody decent.
Fill the roster. I think by now you get it down.
Carlos.
Yeah, Carlos Roman.
Carlos. So those 4 are super solid, and that 5th guy, whoever it is with Zachary, Jay Free.
Yeah, they're not deep.
Zach, sorry, they need some scoring from their fifth guy.
Yeah.
Some. No,
Right.
I'm not saying the guy has to be 12, 14 points a game, but 8, 7.
Yeah. You can't. You don't think Adam's going to be dropping 29 every game?
No.
He's never done that historically.
No.
So
He's more closer to 23, 24, and then the rest of his team kind of chips in. Garfield has also looked amazing start of the season. He's hit a couple jumpers too. I haven't really seen him do that in the last couple seasons he's played. Can he keep that up? Is that a new normal? I don't know. But at the same time, I do think this is one of the better teams. I give Malik a 12% chance. I'm going to give Showtime. I give Commish 17.5. I'm going to give Showtime. The thing is, they played you, and then you're going to have the head-to-head against them.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to give them a 20% chance.
Okay.
I think that just because of that early loss, they looked good against Nars, though. Yeah, I'm going to give them a 20% chance.
Okay. I think that's fair. I'll match that. I'll go 20 as well. Same points as you. They've got a pretty good big three, and Nick is playing. His stat line looked like what he's been doing for me the last couple of seasons. Yeah. He occasionally have a big game, but most of the time it was that. But they got a big three: Nick, Garfield, and Adam. Yeah. But I feel like those three have really got to do the work because they're not very deep.
That's the problem.
That's the problem. So I think there's a chance, 20%, that if those three don't play well or one of them misses a game, they run that risk of falling to 7.
Because I think Garfield is at like 12 points, 15 rebounds a game, which is, I mean, I would expect him to be close to double-double. That's dominant double-double figures.
Dominant, yeah.
So I will see if he can keep that up.
Yeah.
And we've seen Nick have 30-point games. We've seen him have 6-point games.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He does that a decent amount. Next team we have is Nars, who, tale of 2 weeks for Nars.
Yeah.
Week 1, it looked like, oh my God, how do you guard these guys? Week 2, it was just like, what are they doing?
They do.
Right?
Yeah.
And it's funny because their point differential canceled out completely from week 1, and they're now a 0 PD.
0. Yeah.
They're 1-1. I think Showtime did a good job of exposing their weaknesses.
Mm-hmm.
Showtime really killed them on the glass and made them work outside of their big two in their backcourt in Omar and AK. So, man, I'm up in the air on this one. Ozzy, what percentage you got for these guys?
Yeah, I mean, I was always worried about their lack of size. Sid was confident about Jamal being able to hold it down. I disagreed completely.
Yeah.
Like, Jamal's not a center.
No.
He had to play Aboud a lot, he was saying. I think Aboud played quite a bit.
Aboud did play quite a bit.
I don't know how much he played last week.
I didn't see him play as much, but week 1 he did play a decent amount.
Yeah, which makes sense, I guess. I think, especially against Comer, makes it. But that's not Aboud's. You just naturally, Aboud is not your starting center. No offense to Aboud. Love you, Aboud.
Yeah.
Aboud's going to be like, I can do it. So I'm going to say 40% chance on Nars that they get into the play, and they still think they got a little bit of work to do.
Yeah, I mean, what's funny is if it started today, they would be they'd be outside the play. Okay.
Outside, yeah.
So, but they'd be close.
Yeah, and it makes me worry that Akbar had a 12-point game. I mean, I had Akbar and Isaiah, and we finished 5-4 on the season. And a large part of that is Akbar's got to be consistent every week. He's not always consistent every week.
Right.
He'll give you 2 great games, and he's very average one game.
Right.
That's 500 balls. So, Nars is, I think they got a little bit of work.
Yeah. So I had Aksa at 30%. I'm going to put Nars. I still think that, Omar has been really impressive to me, and I like Sid as a coach as well, especially when Sid doesn't have to play. I think that when you have a non-playing coach, it makes it so much easier to make adjustments. And, Sid's one-time champion, one-time asterisk. So
asterisk, yeah.
I'm gonna give Nars the same as Aksa. I'm gonna give them a 30% chance. I think that they have a lot of talent, and if they just keep that pace up, which I think they can, and if they're just like, you know what, we'll trade layups for threes. Sure. You know what I mean? Like, they can win that way potentially. So I think that they're gonna be able to figure it out, but I give them a 30% chance. Now, Ozzy, we get to your team, Al Nasser,
Okay.
and Obviously, you're going to give your guys self a low percentage, but what percentage is that?
Well, here's the thing. Last week is a complete throwaway. I'm not even counting it. But
counts on the standings.
minus 30.
Yeah.
That minus 30 does count.
It does.
So right now, I'd say 50%. I mean, we got to run the table. We got to get some blowouts.
Yeah.
But since we're only talking after 2 weeks, and I'm minus 30, 50%, we're looking at a plan.
Right.
Maybe we do this again like week 7 or 8. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. But, the good thing is right now you would play, right? Mm-hmm. You would play Muttaqin, Qamar, Mukhtar, Nars, and you've beaten Showtime.
Mm-hmm.
So the teams that are kind of on the bubble with you currently.
Yeah, we still got to play them. Yeah.
So you could get that head-to-head easily.
That's true. Right.
But that minus 30 does count. It's funny because I actually had 50% for you guys.
Yeah. It's just a minus 30 because I do think if I didn't count last week, I believe we're top 3.
Yeah.
If we did a power rank. I right now I do. We beat Showtime. Everybody's loving it right now.
Showtime looked great.
We had a 15-point lead on. So, but that minus 30 hurts.
That minus 30 it hurts a lot.
Yeah.
And it's the worst when you know while it's happening, you're like, the point differential counts. You can't throw it away,
I know.
And then you're going to be fighting for that, clawing back from that the whole time.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got you guys at 50%. I do think that you guys have a lot of talent, and you could just win 5 of your next 7, and it doesn't matter.
Right.
And just finish 6-3, and okay, now the play-in doesn't matter at all.
Yeah.
But even if you finish the next with a slightly winning record, right? Let's say you go 4-3.
Mm-hmm.
That puts you at 5-4, but now you're minus 30.
Yeah.
And that could put you in that 7 seed.
Yeah.
Just because of the point differential.
Right.
And I think if you go 4-3, you would be you're like, okay, 4-3, we did good, blah, blah, we're 1 game above 500. Oh, now we're 7th and we're in the play.
Yeah. If we go 4-3, I'm going to be pissed.
We'll see.
I'm expecting to go 5-2, 6-1. So we'll see.
We'll see. Muttaqin, now we're getting to the winless teams. And obviously early. Muttaqin 0-1, minus 10 point differential, 44 points scored. And Kareem, this bad offense follows Kareem like a bad smell. I don't know why.
He's got scores.
He's got all scores.
Right.
It doesn't make any sense. Right? And Kareem schemes defense so well.
Yeah.
He could just be like, I'm not doing anything on offense. You guys figure it out. I'll scheme the defense. That should at least be 55 to 60 points a game. 44 points in that first week. Oof.
Yeah.
And they did not look good.
No.
Either.
That's a low output.
So, Ozzy, percentage chance for them to be in the play-in.
Well, it's one game. So, first game of the season, it was kind of brick city for a lot of teams.
Yeah.
It was one game. It was a bad game. It was one game. And then they get Mukhtar. They had a bye. That doesn't help the rhythm, but they get Mukhtar. And it's only minus 10 PD. Man, I'll say 30% right now.
30%?
Yeah,
okay.
they could go on a winning streak and figure it out. They do have weapons. You figure like they're going to get hot. Zay's going to get going.
Yeah.
So let's see.
Yeah, I think I'm kind of similar with Muttaqin. I think that they could. Isaiah has looked so great the past couple seasons that he's played.
Yeah.
I can't imagine he's going to be at that same output. I think he had 12 points.
Yeah,
there's no way. He's going to be closer to like 24, 25 points a game.
That's an aberration.
The rest of the season. So I'm going to go a little higher than you. I'm going to go 35% chance.
Okay.
Just because you're right, the PD isn't too bad. Kareem is a great coach. They do have talent. They have Sharif, they have Fawon, they have Brian Brown. They have Kareem himself. Like they have pieces, man. Yassine is a good player too.
Yassine, yeah.
On paper, it doesn't seem like a playing team.
Doesn't make sense that they only scored 44 points. Like it just
blows my mind. Anyways, 35% for me. So next 2 teams, Al-Qamar is the next one, and Al-Qamar, I don't know if you agree with me, might be the highest percentage that we've said so far. I'll let you say it first, Ozzy. What percentage you got for Qamar?
I'm going to say 60%. They're in the play-in.
Yeah,
I think Shahab. I'll say this: Shahab has already shown it before. He'll revamp the entire team.
Oh yeah,
He might have to do it again this
year. He might have to do it again. But the thing with that is now you have another week 1 essentially halfway through the season, and now you need time to gel. Now we're 3-6.
Yeah,
definitely in the plan.
Yeah.
I think that I also have Gummer around 60. I give them 65%. This is the first team that I'm saying more likely than not they're going to be in the plan.
Yeah,
they just. I mean, Tariq and BG, for some reason, when they play together, they just complain so much.
They do complain too much, yeah.
It's one of those where they get out of their own game because they're just not – they're not worried about basketball. They're doing nonsense. It's weird.
Yeah. And Tariq was bad.
Tariq was bad.
In week 1. He's got to play better.
And the thing is, there's so much pressure on both of them.
It is.
If either of them have a mediocre game, they almost have no chance.
Yeah.
They both have to be close to 20 points, 25 points for them to be competitive. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I don't see how they blow out a team. You know what I mean?
There's just no offense there. And I don't want to hate on Shahab as a coach. He's been one of our best coaches for a long time. He didn't come to the draft in person. He was the only one who didn't come.
Right.
I think he doesn't have a first rounder on his team. I thought BG was a mistake in the first round. I think BG would tell you he's a mistake in the first round.
Really?
I think so. They've got holes, man, and maybe they prove me wrong. But right now, on most of my draft predictions, I've been right. I said Gummer to me was the worst team in the league. So we'll see. Now Mukhtar just said no. Hold my beer.
Yeah. And speaking of Mukhtar, this one might be the highest. It's 1 week. It's so bad, but. After 1 week, and I'll go first, Ozzy.
Okay.
I don't see how they don't end up in the play-in.
I don't either.
That 32. Was they're minus 32, and it looked miserable. They had all 8 guys.
All 8 guys. Yeah.
Now we can say, okay, Weezy was coming back. You're telling me a month from now that 32-point loss becomes a win?
No.
And I'm sorry, I like Aqsa. I don't even view Aqsa as a team that's going to just maul guys.
Right.
That's not a team that should be beating people by 30-something points.
I agree, yeah.
So the fact that you lost to an Aqsa team, which I think is more of a composed, half-court, smart team, and you got run out the gym. He scored 38.
And the game was over by halftime.
The game was over by 5 minutes left in the first quarter. It was 18-0.
Yeah, it was bad.
Oh, my God. It was horrible. I'm going to say Mukhtar, I'm going to give them an 80% chance to be in the play-in. I just, that 20% is really doing a lot of work here. I don't know how. I mean, Weezy could just go on an absolute tear and just score 28 a game and average near triple-double. Even then, I would say they'd be 500.
I still don't think it's enough. I don't. They shot terrible. We already talked about it. They don't have a center. Their point guard is
They're also kind of slow. You know, you would think that a team that doesn't have a big,
be fast,
would be killing teams on speed. But they're also not fast. No. Who is? Weezy's a really good player, not a full court.
No, he's not
a speed demon.
Not a speed player, yeah.
Julian's a young kid. He can get out and transition, but is he a speed guy? He's more of like a sniper, shooter from deep. Velo's more of a half-court, good rebounder.
Half-court player, yeah.
Fahim is not like a speed demon.
No.
So they're small and not fast.
Yeah. And didn't shoot well. They're gonna have to figure that shooting out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you. I will match that 80%. They've got a lot of work to do. I think they're all locked for the play-in right now.
Yeah. If I had to bet my life on one of these teams being playing, it would be Mukhtar. I'm sorry, man. 32-point differential. I know it's 1 week. You shouldn't judge off of 1 week. My thing is, what are they saying in that group chat? What are they saying? Guys, don't worry about it. Everyone's going to be worried. First-time coach, too. That does not help. Teams like Muttaqeen, teams like your team, even Gummer with Shahab, I could be like, okay, they've dealt with these type of situations. Yeah. This is how they're going to overcome it. And you have a strong presence in your first-round pick in Weezy.
Yeah.
He's not going to be okay with just losing games.
No, Weezy is not.
He's going to cause a ruckus.
He is. And they've got Christian too, but
Christian's not bad.
Christian's a good player.
Christian's fast.
But he's not a notoriously high scorer. That's not his game. I look at this roster and I did share.
Get me to 60 points with this roster.
And here's the thing. I tried sharing some of my thoughts while Shari. He didn't want to hear it. So
right.
I'm just the commish. But anyways, yeah, like let's say Weezy gets to 20. All right. Julian should be 10 to 12 a game. I think he's going to get better.
Minimum 12.
So we'll say 12.
Well, let's give him even 15.
Okay, that's 35. Fellow now the last few seasons, definitely 2, has not been a scorer. He wasn't a scorer on Malik. He's just a rebounder.
Yeah.
Same thing last season.
Right.
I don't know whose team he was on the season before. So is Fellow all of a sudden going to get to 15 a game? No, he's not.
No. He's going to be closer to 8 to 10.
Okay, so I'm going to say 8. So that's 43. I don't see any more scoring.
I don't see 17 more points.
I don't.
Amadou Shari, when these combined for 4 to 6 a game, maybe.
Fahim was I think a 6th-round pick.
Christian could maybe give you 7, 8 points.
Yeah, Christian's going to have to score a little more. I thought Fahim went too high. There were better players available than Fahim. And I thought he went.
So Fahim is their X factor. They got to get Fahim closer to 10 to 11 points a game.
Yeah.
Which he was putting up some shots in that game.
Yeah. He was shooting like he was
like he can shoot. And I will say this: we've always said those education gym rims are very hard to get used to when you've never played there, right? And let's give it the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
So maybe we can get Fahim closer to 10, but even then, that's 60, and 60 is, I think, the bare minimum you need to be at.
Right.
And we're stretching to get to 60 points a game.
I mean, there's outside of Fellow, there's no rebounding, and Fellow had 4 rebounds. That doesn't seem right. There's no rebounding.
Kaz has to play 35 minutes.
Kaz has got to play more minutes. Kaz can rebound. Kaz has shown he can rebound.
Kaz can rebound.
Yeah, so I don't even think they get to 60. I think they're going to struggle to get to the 50s. They're going to have to play defense and keep the game.
And they're going to have to play slow. They're going to have to dribble the air out of the basketball.
Yeah.
I got them at 80%. And honestly, we're talking ourselves. I'm about to say 90, but we'll keep it to 80%. But that's what we have for the play-in percentage predictions. And you know what? The way NMAA works, they're going to win by 20 this night. Somehow. They're going to figure it out. But
he's going to draw 50.
And we'll get to the fix.
You're listening to the NMAA podcast.
Hit subscribe and don't miss the next episode.
That's funny. There's one in the other room playing 2K. But we got the pick segment right here, the popular pick segment. This is where, if you remember last week, Sid went on a run. Sid went on a 14-0 run by himself. But the first game we have, Aqsa versus Malik. This is a good one. It's a really good matchup here, Ozzy. Aqsa 2-0, Malik 1-1, but their loss was in overtime.
Yeah.
Who you got in this matchup?
Dude, this is going to really tell. This is a big one for the standings.
It really is. If Aqsa gets another win and goes 3-0.
3-0? Yeah, that's it. They're not getting into the play-in.
No.
You didn't see them losing 4-5 again?
No.
Malik has to, big game for Malik. Their schedule hasn't been
easy at all.
Not been easy. No. Yeah, they're off to a tough start.
They're playing the top 3 seeds, right?
Yeah.
So we're second. Kamisar's a third. Aqsa's number 1.
Yeah. Dude. Yeah, this is a tough one. I think Aqsa's backcourt is better. Chavis can equalize one of them.
Yeah.
Size-wise, they kind of match up.
They do.
Will Tony shoot them out of it? I'm just going to say it. He's going to shoot. Will he hit or not?
Yeah.
I'm going to... Man, this is tough. I'm going to say...
This is a tough pick.
This is a pick 'em game.
Yeah, this is a tough pick. It's really a toss-up.
I'm going to go Malik by 2.
Malik by 2 here?
Yeah, I'm going to go Malik by 2. I think their size is just a little better.
Yeah. I think, and I'm looking at the matchups here, right?
Yeah.
And both of these teams, weirdly enough, do not match up really well against each other. Because what happens is with Debo and Tron, okay, you got Ian and Hare.
Yeah.
Okay. Who do they have for Marcus?
Good point.
Prince?
Yeah.
All?
Daniel.
Daniel, okay.
Maybe.
Daniel can maybe guard Marcus a little bit.
Yeah.
I think, all respect to Daniel, Marcus would kill Daniel.
I think Marcus is too quick for Daniel.
Too quick for Daniel.
Yeah.
If they get him on the outside, get him going in a pick and roll,
right?
Get Hare in a pick and roll,
yeah,
that would be scary. So, if Aksa plays zone, I think Malik can beat that zone because they got Debo in the middle, they got Tron on the block, and then they don't need necessarily a point guard that's gonna be
right.
You know what I mean? So, I think just because of that. And I think Marcus has to have a good game. I think he's the X factor here. He does. He didn't have a good game against us.
Right.
If he scores closer to 20 to 22 points, I think that they're going to be more likely to win.
Yeah.
And if he's less than that, then I got Aksa. Q has looked fantastic. And Ian has looked really good, too.
Ian's been solid, man.
Ian's been really good.
Been solid.
So, but with all that being said, I got Malik in overtime.
Okay.
And it's a really good game. It's such a toss-up for me.
Yeah.
But I got Malik in a close one as well. Next game, we have Commissars versus Nars. And I just realized that rhymes. So, Commissars coming off a huge scrimmage victory, point differential. And Nars coming off not a good loss, a family matchup loss, which people were screaming at each other.
Oh, wow.
It was crazy. But this game is going to be a fun one, too, in my opinion. I think the backcourts of these two teams, you could argue, scoring-wise, are the two best backcourts in the league, scoring-wise. Because Rod Tristan and Omar AK, those are buckets all around.
Yeah, they're going to, Right.
So... This is a little bit of a tough matchup for me to pick as well. Amir needs to get going in this game.
Yeah.
Because Nars has not much size.
Yeah.
Jamal can give Amir some trouble, but Amir's 6 inches taller than Jamal.
Yeah.
He should be able to get at least 12 to 14 points and 12 to 14 rebounds. If Amir does that, but who guards AK? AK can't score 12. Let me ask you this. When you had AK, was it ping-ponging or did he ever have 2 bad games in a row?
I don't remember him having 2 bad games in a row. So I think he'll bounce back in this one. And I don't think Commissar's defense is great, to be honest.
Yeah. That's also true.
We had a lot of open looks.
This is gonna be a high-scoring matchup.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll pick. You know what? That just changed my mind. I got Nars here. I got Nars with AK doing his first 30-point game of the season.
Oh, wow.
And I think he gets to 32 points. They got to get AK going. This team is supposed to run through AK. He's the first overall pick.
Yeah.
Right? We got to get AK. There's in any game that AK scores 12 points, he's just not going to win.
Yeah.
You're simply just not going to win.
Yeah.
And that's why I think even last week when Showtime played them, and he got an open look, and I think he missed. And Showtime called timeout. Zach was screaming at his team.
Oh, I remember you guys talking about that.
Because he was like, what the hell are we doing? We can't leave AK open.
Yeah.
And they were like, well, you didn't even make the shot, coach. And he's like, doesn't matter. Like, that's how we're going to lose.
I know.
So that's why I got Nars in a close one. But who you got, Ozzy?
Yeah, I mean, about AK, my pro team last season knew the story about him, and that was a very good defensive team.
Right.
And in overtime, we went under the screen, let him hit a 3. That was the game. No, it set him up for the win. I mean, you just can't leave him because he's going to hit big shots.
Right.
I'm going to go Nars too. And I kind of agree with all that. And I think Omar and Akbar are better than Rod and Tristan. And if they can figure out JP and Amir, I think they're going to get that win. So I'll go Nars.
All right.
Yeah.
Close one?
Close one. I think it'll be close.
All right. Yeah. Next game, I cannot pick this one, but we got 99ers versus Al-Qamar. That's funny because Ramsey was, and this is a backstory. I like to give the behind the scenes. Ramsey was, I think I'm going to pick you at 6 if you're there, bro. I said, I'm not playing for G-Rod, bro. You got to change the team name back to 99ers. Yeah. And he was laughing with me. And I was like, I'm telling you, 99ers are one of the best team names ever. You got to go back to it. He goes, all right, I got. And then when he said, Ozzy, I'm going back to 99ers, that was my confirmation. Okay, I think Ramsey's picking me. But this is a good matchup for us after a week 1 win, or week 2 win, week 1 for us. But I cannot pick this game. Ozzy, what do you got in this match?
Well, this will be a good way to see, how mentally tough is your team? How consistent are they? After like a big win over Malik, are you going to bring that same energy? Are you going to play down your competition? Because to me, that's what this game is. If you don't play down to Altcomer, and I'm sorry again to be dumping on Altcomer, I think you guys will win by 15. So I'm going 99ers.
Okay.
Yeah.
And an easy one. All right. Well, I hope so. But honestly, they have so much firepower with BG and Tarek. If we don't contain those two, Alex had 13 last game.
Yeah.
But both of BG and Tarek combined for 24 total. They got to both be at 24.
Yeah. And Tarek has to prove that he can do that. And I don't have any faith that he can.
Ozzy playing a flamethrower. Who you play next week?
He plays through Unselfish. Yeah.
He does play through Unselfish.
I've been glazing him.
Yeah. But all right, we'll see. I think it's going to be a good matchup, though. Regardless, I think if both of those guys, and then Alex is. I want to play just another small team. I just want to get my stat. I just want to get my stats. I'm getting Tron, Debo, and Marcus. Yeah. Then we're getting Alex week 2. I'm like, But anyways, looking forward to playing Nars. Anyways, next game, last game of the week. Muttaqeen couldn't ask for a better matchup, huh? Muttaqeen coming off of that week 1 loss. Mukhtar coming off that week 2 loss. I think this is whoever loses this game is guaranteed to be in the play-in. Right? This is second. It's crazy. Second game of the season for both teams. But whoever loses this game, I don't know what you say after this game. This is the people are getting traded.
Right.
This is it. People are getting traded.
Over the team.
But Ozzy, I'll let you pick this game first. What you got in this matchup?
Easy. Obviously, and again, I don't want to dump on Mukhtar. I didn't like the draft.
Right.
He didn't listen to me about that. I didn't like how they looked.
Right.
I don't know what tactics they're going to come up with. I hope he comes up with some. He told me he is. But I think Muttaqeen is going to come out pissed after the week 1. I think Isaiah is not going to have another bad game like he did in week 1. I think Muttaqeen by 15.
Muttaqeen by 15. Yeah, I'm leaning that direction as well. I got Muttaqeen. I can't imagine them being at 44 points again with that team.
Yeah.
Especially against a Mukhtar team who's kind of has the most paint protection.
Yeah.
Isaiah should have an easy 26. Should be layup line 26 points.
Yeah, and Sharif and Shawan are great to the rim.
Right.
They should dominate.
They should dominate inside. They should dominate inside. I mean, those are all the picks. Ozzy.
Yeah.
Thank you for everything. I see with the Haraz coffee. Look at Ozzy. You can see his drink is green. I'll put him on the matcha. So, did you like it?
It's all right. Yeah. Bottom half is better.
I'm not a coffee guy, right? So, you got to mix it. You got to do the white girl. You know what I mean?
But I didn't get those instructions.
But listen, another great season of NMAA. We'll just talk about it real quick. 10 teams. I love going through every single team. I'm like, there's not really really, really terrible teams. Yeah. Hopefully Mukhtar figured it out. I don't think they do. Yeah. I hope they do. I know we're clowning on them a little bit, and you really kick a person when we're down. We're really good at that on the podcast. We just kick the hell out of you when you're down. But it's gonna be another fun season. There's so many weeks of basketball left.
Yeah.
And we have another. There's 2. You're on bye this week. Mm-hmm. You're gonna have another bye week.
Yeah, in May. Yeah. And we got the double weekend coming up in 17th and the 19th. So that's 2 games right there. That'll really set the stage for the season, right?
That really was going to be an important weekend.
Yeah, but that's a big weekend.
Ozzy, I appreciate. Look, we can do this in person.
Oh yeah.
Appreciate you joining, everybody. Appreciate you listening. Everybody be happy. Everybody be healthy. Be back with you next week. Peace out, guys.
Mo Rock.
My element.
We are NMAA. Basketball, Dean, Brotherhood.
We've got former college D1 athletes, former international players, competition at all levels. Come on, man, it's what we do best.
It's game time, grab your crew cause I got mine. Cause my 5, we gon' shut her down like prime time. We always ready, staying steady on these front lines. Lights, camera, action, and we live, call it showtime. This labor of love, we call it grind and dedication. Blood, sweat, and tears for years, call it determination. Don't get it mistaken with people hating on your greatness. We just patiently waiting to make a slam dunk statement. So turn the station to NMAA podcast. Got the Commish and Dawn going full blast. So when they ask who's the greatest in the state, well, we're shaking bacon and breaking ankles and so wait. I'm too clean and precise with my jump shot. Celebrate with my bow and arrow, call it guns hot. Locked and loaded with my bag and my whole squad. Always rolling deep with my team, praising one God. Alhamdulillah.
Did you give it all you got? Did you give it 110%? Any team's capable of holding that championship trophy. Just depends how bad you want it.
I'm ruthless, I'm competitive. My drive's on fire, I'm so tentative. I dominate, call me executive. I'm a champion.
Let's go!
In the race of life, quitters never reach the finish line. I'ma get what's mine, gonna do the time, cause I'm in my prime. My mind is my weapon, my mental toughness is dead on. I'm a sharpshooter, top hooper. I'm a champion. It's not over till I say it is. Still working hard, beating blessed, time to live. It's all or nothing, I got all to give. Pushing to the last second, cause it's still time to win. Never too late, cause I'm the champion within. And the champions are made of perseverance, no quitting, ha. Yeah, that's why I'm out here grinding day and night. Always hungry, staying humble, that's my way of life. Cause every team dreams of being the number one seed. But do you got what it takes to make it in this league? Giving it all, game my line, going 110. Claiming it all, looking to thrive, decisions always a win. I'm ruthless, I'm competitive. My drive's on fire, I'm so tentative. I dominate, call me executive. I'm a champion.
Let's go!
In the race of life, quitters never reach the finish line. I'ma get what's mine, gonna do the time, cause I'm in my prime. My mind is my weapon, my mental toughness is dead on. I'm a sharpshooter, top hooper. I'm a champion. I'm ruthless, I'm competitive. My drive's on fire, I'm so tentative. I dominate, call me executive. I'm a champion.